Coming up on Hashtag That, we give our thoughts on Taylor Swift's new release.
And some Q30 members bring us a musical edition of Trending Topics. All that and more.
We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news. Welcome to Hashtag That. I'm Alex Taglieri.
And I'm John Welsh. Let's get started with the events that took place around Quinnipiac this weekend. The Quinnipiac chapter of the GSA held a comedic drag show featuring Sherry Vine on Friday. This was the 10th year Vine was invited to perform at Quinnipiac. The show was presented on an entertainment and gender identity. The GSA declared the event a success and were able to finish the show just before the transformer shortage that caused a blackout on campus. WQAQ held their charity concert, Music for Meals, last Friday. They held the concert in the Space Music Venue. This year's genre was rap and hip-hop. Artists in attendance included Jaleel, FC the MC, and Ed OG. Entry to the contest cost $5 or 2 non-perishable food items. All proceeds went to the Connecticut Food Bank.
The Quinnipiac Theater program held a production of the comedy The Imaginary Invalid this past weekend at the Theater Arts Center. The farce centers around a hypochondriac who marries his daughter to a doctor in order to get free health care. However, his daughter has her eyes on someone else. Up next, the theater program will be holding auditions for the spring musical, Little Shop of Horrors. Auditions will take place on November 27th and 29th at the Theater Arts Center. The Shops at Yale held its annual Quinnipiac Night on Friday, offering Quinnipiac students free food and discounts at various stores in New Haven. Students who registered online received a free slice of pizza from Yorkside Pizza, as well as free ice cream from Ashley's and churros from Tomatillo. In addition, there were psychic readings, raffles, and mini facials from Origins. Live music by Quinnipiac students Brian Carducci and Ashley Pons.
Hey guys, I'm
the
Ryan.
busy night.
I'm Maggie.
And this is
John. I was at the event, and I thought it was a really fun opportunity for students to get out into New Haven and see what it really has to offer, because I don't know that much about it. I don't go there that often because it's so hard to find parking or you have to shuttle. But while I was there, I was seeing so many restaurants that I'd never heard of.
It sounded like it would be worth it just for the churros for me, as far as I'm concerned.
That was the best part. Tomatillo is my new favorite find. They have a lot of really cool options, more than salsa fresco or even like Chipotle has. So I know definitely next time I'm in New Haven, I will be going back. But moving on, this week's trending topics are a bit different from what we usually do.
Yeah, in honor of Taylor Swift's new album being released, Ryan Ansel and Maggie Smith have this week's sing-along of the biggest news on social media. Let's take a look.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan.
I'm Maggie.
And this is this week's Trending Topics. Taylor Swift released a new album. She dissed some more guys, but hate's not a problem. She's got it all. Money, fame, and I heard she's tall. Scientists found a hashtag ancient shark. It has 300 teeth, man, that leave a mark. We be dead. Remind me to never swim again. Trending topics, gotta stay on top of it. Hashtag that has got you in with all of it. Talk to your friends and tune into our show to keep you updated on all of this and way more. Say, Maggie, did you hear about our president on Twitter this week?
Which time, though? Because I mean, he's done so much.
Two world leaders in a Twitter battle. They fought online. A cyber attack, Kim called him old. Donald called him short and fat. Lord of the Rings is a pretty cool movie. Amazon bought the rights and is making a TV series. Trending topics, gotta stay on top of it. Hashtag that has got you in with all of it. Talk to your friends and tune into our show. Keep you updated on all of this and more. Trending topics, gotta stay on top of it. Hashtag that has got you in with all of it. Talk to your friends and tune into our show. Keep you updated on all of this and way more. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. That song was so great. I know it's definitely going to be stuck in my head all night. But sticking with the musical theme, Taylor Swift released her 6th album this past Friday. Kayla Heavey is here with a review. Kayla, how's the album?
Thanks, Alex and John. Taylor Swift has finally released her highly anticipated album titled Reputation. Now, she first released a song titled Look What You Made Me Do back in August, and that was the first taste of the album. Now, with that song being completely different than what usual fans would have expected, they were really unsure with what the album was going to be like. A few more releases came along. We had Ready for It, we had Gorgeous, and also the latest one was Call It What You Want. And also, those weren't the typical Taylor Swift songs that you would expect to hear. But the old Taylor Swift might not be completely dead, because one of the songs, titled New Year's Day, is kind of an old mix of what she used to be known for. It's really just her and the piano singing along to one of her songs. She also has an acoustic version of Call It What You Want, which was seen on Saturday Night Live, with just her and the guitar, a few background singers, but really it was kind of going back to the old Taylor Swift ways. So really, the old Taylor still might be alive and well, but we'll have to see with the new release of some of her music videos and to kind of see where she takes with the new tour that she just released as well. She released a few of the first rounds of the dates of the tours that'll be happening over the summer. So I know I'm very excited. I'm already in line to get my tickets for the concert, so I'm excited to see that as well. Kind of going back to the music, one song that I was kind of unsure about was her collaboration with Ed Sheeran and Future. Now, Future is a rap artist, and as many of us know, Taylor Swift is not a rap artist. So I was kind of unsure of where this song was going to go, what direction it was going to go towards, but honestly, it is one of my favorite songs on the album. Future does his rapping, Taylor Swift does her singing, and Ed Sheeran does his typical singing as well that you hear in all of his previous songs. So honestly, when you put the three together, it was a really good mix of artists that I did not expect, but I am a fan. But I will have to say my favorite song on the album is Don't Blame Me. That is a jam, let me tell you. It's really not what Taylor Swift is known for, but with that song, I do like the direction of what she's going with. Kind of overall, you can't base the album just off of Look What You Made Me Do or the few that she released, because it really doesn't explain the album overall. And if I were you, I would give it a listen to see that Taylor Swift is going in a pretty good direction. It is a good album. So if you're like, oh no, it's not the old Taylor, I'd still give it a listen, and I'm excited to see where she goes in the future. So that's all I have for the Reputation review. Back to you guys at the desk.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Paige Meyer and some members of the acro tumbling team will have us seeing double. Stay with us.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Whether you're on the quad, in your room,
or heading to class,
tune in to Q30 News
for stories by student journalists you can trust.
We are covering the latest here on campus and in surrounding areas. Get the news you need to know every Wednesday night.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Paige Meyer sat down with a set of twins on Quinnipiac's acro and tumbling team to talk to them and see just how well they know one another. Let's take a look.
Hey hashtag, we're here with the Filippo twins on the Quinnipiac Acrobatics and Tumbling team. We're about to play hashtag You're It and see who is most likely to.
Always
Michelle. Maybe me.
That one could go both ways. I could see Karen definitely tripping and falling though.
Yeah, I could see you doing it too.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, definitely me. It's not that she's unhealthy, but I think I just take a deeper look into what I eat sometimes.
Wow.
Oh.
Michelle.
Yeah, actually I would. That would be me.
I think in high school, Michelle was a little bit better in her classes than me. But I think since we got to college, I really think we've taken courses that are more specific to us and courses we can both excel at equally. So maybe we're pretty neck and neck with grades. Wait, I didn't know that one.
We cannot mess up this.
Yeah, we can't. Who is most likely to? Wait, let me think. I would say Michelle. I sometimes can get an attitude. Michelle.
Definitely me. I actually have a problem with falling asleep a lot. Dinner tables, buses, people's houses. It's a common thing.
Me.
Yeah, definitely Karen. When she sees something wrong with something, she will always be the first person to tell someone.
I don't think that's true.
Okay,
I just think I've formed more opinions than Michelle about certain things. Where she's more reserved, maybe she doesn't even care about the topic. Where I think I've formed some opinions of my own that I'm willing to back up. Michelle?
No. I would say Karen is most likely to start a fight, just because, not that she's an aggressive person, but she's faster to put her opinion out there. I couldn't think of anything else.
I think it'd be better if we just both said each other's name at the same time.
Oh yeah, should we do that?
Michelle. Michelle. Are you kidding me? I'm more likely to crash the car?
Okay. I guess you could say
absolutely not. Michelle. Michelle.
Stranger Things. Also Shameless on Netflix.
Me.
Yeah, definitely Karen. She really knows how to set the scene for those things and really I don't really know where I was going with that. Okay, ready?
That was so bad.
I didn't even think about it. Karen.
Me. I don't know, I'm a really big cat person.
I think me. I've always been very driven career-wise on something that will bring a lot of money.
Michelle. Definitely. Their history of boyfriends, I would say Michelle.
Maybe we can both be heartbreakers at times.
Yeah, I
hate to see it.
I would hate to see that.
For Q30 Entertainment, I'm Paige Meyer.
Between the good and the bad in the entertainment world, Amanda Barron is here with your highs and lows. Amanda?
There is a lot to cover in the entertainment world. Let's start on a high note. There is some good news for Grey's Anatomy fans. ABC announced that they are working on a new spin-off of the show. It will be set in a Seattle firehouse and will follow the lives of several firefighters. The title is still to be determined. And now for a low. Comedian Louis C.K. has admitted to recent sexual harassment accusations. He stated that the stories of sexual misconduct from 6 different women are true. Several media companies, including HBO and Netflix, are cutting ties with him. The next one is a bit of a high and a low. Last week on Dancing with the Stars, Jordan Fisher celebrated perfect scores on both dances of the night. However, a few days later during rehearsal, his partner Lindsay Arnold experienced a serious knee injury that may put her out for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, country singer Carrie Underwood just experienced a hard fall outside of her home, causing her to break her wrist. Her husband Mike Fisher, a retired NHL player, was able to fly home to take care of her as soon as she was released from the hospital. And finally, we end on another high. You can officially eat breakfast at Tiffany's. This may have been just a dream of many movie fans, but thankfully Tiffany & Co. just made this a reality. You can relive the iconic Audrey Hepburn moment at the Blue Box Cafe in NYC. That's all I have for this week's entertainment highs and lows. Now back to you guys at the desk.
When we come back, Taylor Sniffen is here with this week's Hollywood News Update.
We give our thoughts on everything from a celebrity engagement to an award show slip-up after the break.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
now that's a sandwich.
Welcome to the WQAQ Morning Show. Dan Ball and Emma Spagnolo joining you here from the QAQ studios in Hamden. And Emma, it is that time of year again.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome back. Taylor is with us to bring some entertainment news. Taylor, what have you got?
Hey guys, so Hollywood as always has some big news, and of course some of it is definitely controversial, so let's get started. First up, we have GQ's newest Citizen of the Year. Yesterday at about noon, GQ announced that Colin Kaepernick would be 2017's Citizen of the Year, and Kaepernick's fans took to social media to defend him from any haters. The people who disagreed with GQ's decision said that he is now unemployed and that his protest took place in 2016, not 2017. But everyone who stands with Kaepernick defended him by saying that he sacrificed what he loves in order to stand up for what is right, and that his actions were mostly seen in 2017, even though the whole event started in 2016. Guys, what are your opinions on Kaepernick, and do you agree with GQ?
I mean, I, for one, do agree with GQ's decision. First of all, because the Kaepernick protests, whether or not you agree with them, it kind of fell in line with what I personally think is a good protest. And another thing is GQ, they kind of had to pick very delicately, considering they're a male-centric magazine, and a lot of males this year have been getting caught up in a lot of, we even had it earlier, Louis C.K. and Weinstein and a bunch of Kevin Spacey. A bunch of people are getting, more names you can list are getting more and more caught up. So someone like Kaepernick, who was willing to lose a very $1 million contract over something, I can see that as admirable.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think people are taking it a little bit too seriously. It's GQ, it's not the Time Person of the Year, it's not the Nobel Peace Prize. And they're trying to choose someone who is going to, draw controversy, get people talking, and that's exactly what they're doing. So I stand by their decision. I think there's a lot of worse people they could have chosen. And I really don't see a problem with it. And I think he is someone that has made such a mark in 2017. Everyone's talking about it, from college students to even like the president very frequently. So I think if you're trying to pick someone that sums up 2017, I think this is your guy. What do you think, Taylor?
All right, awesome. Right, next up in Hollywood, we have Jared Leto getting a little upset after being referred to as Jay Leno at the EMAs on Sunday. During the show, MC Grinda announced that Jay Leno instead of Jared Leto. And when Jared took the mic, he made a snarky comment saying that Grinda will get to know his name. And of course, everyone found it a little hilarious and had to go talk about it on Twitter. And apparently, MC Grinda knew what he was doing and did it purposefully as a joke. So do you guys think it was a joke or a mistake? And do you think Jared Leto was right to make that comment on stage?
Okay, John, I think this was a joke, and I like it. I think moments like this is what makes award shows interesting, because what else are people talking about from the EMAs? You know, this is what has stayed with people's minds days later, and I think when you think back to award shows, you don't think about just, you know, a speech that you thought was nice. You're thinking about moments like when John Travolta called Idina Menzel Adele Dazeem. Those are the things that stay with you. Those are the things that make it entertaining and not just a scripted, you know, boring show. So I think it's funny. I think that maybe Jared Leto needed to lighten up a little bit. What about you?
Yeah, definitely. It's becoming a trend to mispronounce the names of the people you invite onto an award show, especially considering Jay Leno is slowly like growing a Santa Claus beard, whereas Jared Leto still looks like his character from American Psycho.
Looks a little homeless.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus a little bit more on the comment. I really think that was very pompous of Jay Leto, considering, no, Jared Leto, my mistake. Mostly because, there you go, he's actually not that well known. He keeps saying he doesn't have the oomph.
Well, it was a big night for him. His band did win some awards there, picked up some alternative awards. So, I mean, he deserves some respect, but I mean, I think it was clearly a joke, and I think maybe he just needs to, you know, loosen up a little bit. Yeah. What do you have next?
Well, I agree with that, and I do feel bad for Jared, but he had to get over it. And finally, it has been rumored that Blake Shelton will propose to Gwen Stefani during her Christmas special on December 12th. Both stars are confirmed to appear together during the show, but an insider told Hollywood Life that, quote, Blake and Gwen are crazy in love, end quote. And now people are speculating if this magical Christmas night will turn into one of the biggest nights for the couple. What are your guys' thoughts on this rumored proposal?
I really don't like getting involved in celebrities' love lives, not since a gossip magazine lied to me about Kanye and Beyonce, or no.
Kim?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian. I'm terrible with celebrities.
That's okay.
Getting divorced, which was a lie. So I really, for one, kind of don't care. Like, if they are madly in love, I figure it's more like a personal thing. And if they do get engaged, they're sure to announce it. I just find December 12th to be a little bit more of a confusing time, because you're only like 12 days away from Christmas Eve, which is way more of a romantic proposal time. So.
I mean, I think no matter what they do, I'm happy for them. I think they're a really cute couple. I don't love that it's such a you know, calculated proposal and something that people are already talking about before it's even happened, because
public thing.
If I was her, I think I'd want it to be a complete surprise, and if like we're talking about it, if it's all over social media, then I'm sure she knows, and I think that kind of takes away from it. So I'm hoping they do something a little bit more private.
Those baseball stadium proposals are always the worst, and this would be that times 10.
Yeah, I definitely think this is something that they're trying to get ratings for the show. Whether it works or not, we'll have to see, but you know, I'm happy for them.
Well, after the break, we have a recap of one of the crew members' trip to Niagara Falls.
And as always, we have this week's selfie video. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Hello, and tonight on Sandwich News, we will determine what makes a good sandwich and a bad sandwich. First, the standard sandwich. Uninspired, and frankly, a little gross. But we have here a Ray and Mike sandwich, the Cadillac of sandwiches. And if you want one, well,
come on down to Ray and Mike's at 3030 Whitney Ave, Hamden, Connecticut. Open every day from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. QCash is accepted.
Now that's a sandwich.
This is Sports Pause.
Are you concerned with the 0-2 start for this team?
Right here, top of the circle, again, rips it past the Jasper's goalie.
What will breaking the record mean for the program himself? I mean, 138 wins.
There's the tough shot. What a nice play by Mikey Dixon.
He's good in transition. You know, just a really dynamic scorer he can create for himself.
And now, Emma, it's time for the top 5 plays of the week.
Coming up on #that, we talk about some fun events around Quinnipiac's campus.
And we talk about some weird news that's been discussed around Twitter.
All that and more, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Welcome to the WQAQ Morning Show. Dan Ball and Emma Spagnolo joining you here from the QAQ studios in Hamden. And Emma, it is that time of year again.
Thanks for staying with us. One of our associate producers, Ryan Ansel, took a trip with the rest of the cross-country team to Niagara Falls, and he documented it all. Let's take a look at his trip.
Last weekend, the cross-country team took a trip up to Buffalo, New York for the last race of our season. I personally got to see Niagara Falls for the first time. But before we had any fun, we had some business to handle. We had to go check out the course for our race.
Hashtag, we're on our way to the course right now. We're in Buffalo, New York, and we're going to go to Niagara Falls right after.
Buffalo was incredibly cold, so I was pretty eager to get the race out of the way.
Hey guys, so we just got to Niagara Falls. We're about to go. It's the falls! It's the falls! Yay, it's the falls.
Some of my teammates were a little more excited than others. It was very windy, cold, and misty from the waterfalls, but the sights were just outstanding.
So we just got to Niagara Falls, and we just saw the waterfall. We gotta back away. If you didn't have your eyes open, you would think it's raining. It's so misty here, and it's so windy.
And, of course, we made a trip to the gift shop so that we could warm up a little bit.
So now we're inside the Niagara Falls gift shop. I'm here with Ben Lanza. I'm here with Joseph Lazaro. We're gonna buy ourselves some $4.10 Gatorade, and then we're gonna hit the road.
And as if the falls weren't windy enough, we decided to make a trip to the Cave of the Winds.
So now we're in line. We're going to the Cave of the Winds. 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 Cave of the Winds.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, Brady. Let's go. Let's go, Tommy. Let's go. Show what you got. Food for the two. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, boy. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
And after we had all our fun, it was time to go home. I swear I'll go back to Niagara Falls again, but probably during the summer months.
For this week's selfie video, we asked Q30 members if they could go anywhere in the world, where would they want to go? Let's see what they had to say.
Hey, hashtag, it's Sam. So if I could go anywhere in the world, it'd probably be New Zealand because first of all, it's gorgeous, and second of all, one of my favorite childhood movies of all time, Narnia, was filmed there.
What's up, hashtag? If I could go anywhere in the world, I would have to say I want to go to North London, my favorite soccer team, Arsenal. Ever since I've been little, they've been my favorite team, and I just really want to go there and see them play sometime.
Hey, it's Liz. If I could go anywhere in the world, I'd go to Ireland because I've never been there before, and that's where all my family's from.
Okay, well, I know if I can go anywhere for, right now, it would be home for break, and luckily we only have a couple days. But that's all for this week's episode of Hashtag That. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Q30 Television for all the latest updates.
And if you missed anything, you can watch every episode at Q30television.com. Thank you for watching, and have a great Thanksgiving break.